The U.S. is facing a semiconductor crisis that could bring its economy to its knees. The world's most advanced chips, powering everything from iPhones to fighter jets, are caught in a global war. China is striking back, the U.S. is scrambling, and Taiwan, stuck right in the middle. This isn't just about technology, it's about economic survival. So, what's really happening, and why should you care? Stay tuned, because this chip war is about to change everything. Semiconductors, tiny chips, massive impact. They're the lifeblood of modern civilization. Your smartphone, your car, even national defense systems, all rely on advanced chips. But here's the problem. The U.S. produces just 12% of the world's semiconductors. Meanwhile, Taiwan, home to TSMC, dominates over 50%. And China, it's aggressively ramping up its own production. This is where the real war begins. But why does the U.S. depend so much on foreign chip manufacturers? Over the past 3 decades, American companies have outsourced chip production to Asia, where labor is cheaper and manufacturing processes are more efficient. While this lowered costs, it also made the U.S. vulnerable to global supply chain disruptions. And now that vulnerability is being exploited. How did we get here? Rewind to 2018. The U.S. blacklisted Chinese tech giant Huawei, cutting it off from American chips. At the time, Huawei was one of the biggest smartphone makers in the world. But after losing access to cutting-edge semiconductors, its global market share collapsed. Fast forward to 2022. The Biden administration doubled down, banning China from accessing advanced chip-making technology used to produce AI processors, 5G modems, and high-performance computing chips. The goal? To cripple China's high-tech ambitions. But instead of backing down, Beijing retaliated. China is now pouring billions into its domestic chip industry. It's offering huge subsidies to local manufacturers, pushing its companies to develop homegrown alternatives to American technology. Meanwhile, China is also restricting exports of rare earth minerals, key materials needed to produce semiconductors. This economic chess game is heating up, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Taiwan, the global flashpoint. If there's one place where this chip war could turn into an actual war, it's Taiwan. TSMC, the world's most valuable semiconductor company, is the reason why Taiwan is a geopolitical flashpoint. Both the US and China know controlling Taiwan means controlling the future of technology. That's why China has ramped up military activity near Taiwan. Beijing has conducted military drills, flown fighter jets into Taiwan's airspace, and even simulated a blockade around the island. And the US? It has responded by increasing arms sales to Taiwan and sending warships through the Taiwan Strait. This isn't just a trade war anymore. It's a global power struggle with the potential to escalate into a real conflict. And if that happens, the entire semiconductor supply chain could be wiped out overnight. America's response, the CHIPS Act. In a desperate move to counter China, the U.S. passed the CHIPS Act, promising $52 billion to boost American semiconductor production. Intel, TSMC, and Samsung are already building plants in Arizona and Texas. But here's the catch. Building chip factories takes years, and even when they're operational, the U.S. will still rely on foreign suppliers for raw materials, specialized equipment, and advanced manufacturing expertise. The U.S. is trying to fix a decade-long problem in record time. Can it succeed? Or is this just a costly gamble? Why should you care? If this chip war escalates, here's what you can expect. Higher prices for electronics, your next smartphone or laptop, it's going to cost more. Delays in new cars. Without chips, car production slows down, leading to long wait times and higher prices. Stock market instability. Tech companies rely on semiconductors. If supply chains crumble, stocks will take a hit. National security risks. Without advanced chips, U.S. defense systems could fall behind. Jobs at risk. If U.S. chip makers can't keep up with global demand, American tech companies could lose billions, leading to mass layoffs in the industry. This isn't just a tech problem. It's an economic time bomb. Winners and losers. So who wins and who loses in this semiconductor war? Winners: Taiwan, for now, as the global chip leader. AI companies benefiting from advanced chips. Nations investing heavily in domestic production. Military-industrial complex, as defense spending increases due to rising tensions. Losers: China, in the short term due to U.S. restrictions. American consumers, facing rising costs. Global trade as supply chains tighten. Big tech companies if chip shortages worsen. But the biggest question remains: will this trade war lead to a full-blown economic disaster? Or will it force groundbreaking innovations that reshape the global tech landscape? Some experts believe that competition could drive faster technological breakthroughs and push the world towards self-sufficient chip production. Others fear that fragmentation in the supply chain could slow down innovation and lead to a more divided global economy. What do you think? Is the U.S. prepared to win this chip war? Or is it falling behind? Drop a comment below. And if you found this breakdown insightful, hit that like button, subscribe to Econ Atlas, and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.